Hello and welcome to the Banter Blitz show. Is the sound on? I think it is. All right, let's get started. What is this kind of, where am I here actually? This looks odd, but I should probably start a game, right? So, there was a request there by Patrick here. So he has to leave very soonish, so maybe let's start with Patrick. D4. Yesterday in the German show I was playing the pawns from left to right, so let's do this again. Makes it easy. Start with the G pawn, but I tend to screw that up. Even I'm probably getting too old for this stuff. I need a piece of paper. So that was the G pawn. So G pawn done. Next the F pawn. So E5. Hello to, that's tough to read actually. In the Twitch chat. Good afternoon. Yeah, well, we have 1:30, so just afternoon. Knight h6 looks odd, but I want to go to f5 and maybe get his bishop. That doesn't look too bad. Maybe I should have gone to e7 to accomplish the same thing. Anyway, it looks okay in my mind. Also, okay, now I think I'm going to take this first. And now trying to exploit the open diagonal. It's morning, says Cantle Moore. So where are you? US East Coast or something like that, I guess. Ah, okay. Somebody is there from California. That is really early on. Yeah, you're saying 4:30 and 9 hours, I guess. Yeah, 4:30. That's early. Okay, now here I have castled into the open H file because I feel this should be okay. He doesn't really have a quick attack, I think. Like on h7, it's really difficult to get there. He's on this with the rook, but this is just one thing. Yeah, castling queenside. Yeah, I intended c5 and b5, just like fire away. I think I'm going to do that. I'm not totally sure about it, but I just want to make sure that I am playing actively. This makes it much easier in blitz chess. If you're sometimes trying to play too sophisticated, you simply, you spend tons of time, and instead, sometimes people who are just firing away are doing well. Like just thinking about playing as actively as possible. Now b5, I don't know if this is a good pawn sacrifice, and white can take c5 or b5, but I think it's going to be at least fun to play. If he takes on b5 now with the bishop, I was thinking c4. No, this I don't believe. I think you should take one of the pawns. Now, do I go c4 or b4? I can go c4, then b4, then b3 actually. This is looking very, very dangerous. Yeah, South Africa has the same time zone as Germany. It's always a little bit surprising in some way. I mean, this is how the globe and the time zones work, but still, it seems that it's very far away, but still has the same time zone. Now, with b3, I'm opening up the position quickly, and this looks very dangerous. I actually shouldn't have pre-moved that, as queen a5 was very interesting as well. and maybe better, simply, to be honest. But queen a5, no, then knight e7 is something to worry about. Queen a5 was actually quite a bit better. It's extremely annoying, really, that I played this silly pre-move. I'm not sure that this is best, but he could play queen a3 now. And then I take d5. Sorry, that's silly. It's silly. Okay. Oops. I didn't want to touch that. Okay, maybe bishop g4, rook c8, stuff like that. The knight is not hanging, the queen is protecting that. I have no particular preference, 3 or 5 minute. 5 minute is a bit more relaxed for the banter, but we get more games in with 3 minute, and bishop e6, yeah, this knight e7 doesn't do much. So rook c8. So looks very, very dangerous. Not sure why white has a decision. Isn't knight c3 totally forced? Yeah. Okay, rook b8. Oh, really? I cannot calculate anything. So, rook b3, rook a5. Good work. If I just move the queen away, queen c3 or something. Queen a3. Somehow still seems to work. This is so odd. Let's just move it away. There's a question when my c4 course will be coming out, and will Chessable be different from the Chess24 videos? Yes, absolutely. The course is currently in the works. It will be out probably in about 2 months. About 2 months, maybe 2.5. I'm still... this I can just take. No, it's a pin. Roughly 2.5 months. I'm reading all the chats. Twitch, YouTube, everything. Not going to answer everything probably, because I sometimes overlook stuff. Okay, thanks for the game, Patrick Moose. So let's go with Zuro. I think this is also new, right? New opponent, right? Yeah, so it will be different to the Chess24 videos, because it's going to be all new. There's a difference simply of 4 years is one thing, and also the line selection will be very different. I think there will be maybe an overlap of like 10%, 20%. That's the utmost. I'm going to go for very different lines, not because the old lines are bad, absolutely not. I just want to do something else. Go for go for other lines and explore something new and interesting. Yeah, here we go with the h5 line again, something that I have experimented with in earlier streams. And of course, I totally screwed up playing the c-pawn. The f-pawn would have been in order, but against e4, of course, this is a bit difficult. So maybe knight f6 I should have played. Okay, anyway, we'll see what happens here in the h5 line. No, this is not the Scotch, this is a Sicilian, and a line that, yeah, I recently examined, let's say. Yeah, I'm testing some lines in the Banters with the 1c4 lines, that's true. But it's a bit of a back and forth because I'm still in the writing process. In some cases, I don't yet know what I'm going to recommend. Queen d2, that is a very odd choice. It doesn't fit in the position at all. Okay, so... yeah, probably just bishop e7. It's not easy. Complicated, right? Bishop e7. Is he going to castle long? No. h4. Okay, now I'm going to go b5. Interesting. Yeah, 3+2 is also totally fine, sure. Okay, now h4 is hanging. And I think I can take it. There's really no reason not to take it. There's rook h4, queen h4, knight c7 check, but that doesn't matter all that much. And the main thing is that here, I mean, long castles would be in general interesting for white, but there's always bishop g5. Okay, am I going to go to e7 or to d7? I think e7 makes more sense. e7, probably going to grab the rook. Or is he playing? No. Long castles, I have queen f4. Yeah, and I'm definitely doing that. Let's get rid of the queens. Yeah, I'm fine with 3+2, don't really mind. Yeah, I actually blundered the pawn. that wasn't intended. I mean, the position is totally good, but I didn't see it. I didn't see it beforehand. Now I have knight e5. My pieces are better here, and I have the knight on a3. It's just a constant problem for white. All right, that is backward chess. You don't want to go backward. Let's try knight g4 here. This is a quite substantial idea. It's going back. Interesting. I could go b4 and push the knight back to b1. Doesn't do much though. Let's try g5, g4. He will play knight. Okay, he's going to do this. Now I can take a2, I believe. As there is no b3 to trap my bishop. Pin and win is the thing. Yeah, now I have got this one. And let's see, how do we do this? This one, yeah? There are a couple of forks then in play. Oh, interesting. Can we trap stuff here somehow? G3? That looks pretty awkward. Yeah, he's resigning. Knight d6 check missed. What? Knight d6 check. I don't think that was ever. Okay, knight d3. Ah, that's true. Yeah, I could have played this one. Absolutely. Yeah. You're totally right. But here, I mean, bishop c4 wins a piece. Like, this is also completely winning. G3 is a threat. What is he doing? I was just seeing, I was seeing this and thought, okay, and take on c3, knight e3. I'm just like, so, okay, let's get the next game going. And thanks for the game 08. So, challenged by Mr. Naidorf. Let's play. I've got black again. Maybe he's going e4 and then I'm going to go c5. I'd like to test my Sicilian line. Yes, the lines in my c4 course are going to be very different to the c4 g3 approach. And there's a question here by Mark Lim. He says he would have liked to have the old chessable course restored, which is, oops, I didn't want to do that. Sorry for, oops, for the clicking here. What the heck? Let's play. Is that right now? Yeah. What was I going to do? The f pawn. So let's play f4. So there was a question if the old chessable course could be restored, and the old chessable course that is currently inactive is based on the Chess24 videos that are still on the site. Maybe something will be done with those. No, I'm not sure about it. It's still a very reasonable repertoire, but I wanted to do simply something else. I didn't want to just do a refresh and but the lines are fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with playing c4 in g3. If you look at the games by Ding, he's doing this quite often, for example. So, yeah, I have absolutely no clue about 1f4. So, this is a position that I have never seen in my life. But it doesn't look so bad. Is he going to go g5 here? Right, maybe. No, let's, oops, grab some space. I'm worried about e5 also. Is he going to maybe knight b4 sometime? Attack my pawn, but it doesn't lead too much. I'm still quite happy here. It doesn't look so bad. Just a bit odd. I would like to go c4 sometime, but not so easy. Maybe he should go knight e7 and do something with this knight. It looks pretty strange on c6. Yeah, so he plays it away. I'm going to retreat my bishop here. And maybe I manage to play knight b5 and c4. I would really like to get the pawns rolling. What about e4 in this position? He can take and d4 is hanging. That is unfortunate. So a4, a5, something like that. We can get something going there. I have pretty good control over e4. This is important. Something like moving the queen, knight d6. I'm still enough on that square, so that looks okay. Now, my idea is b3, knight a4, c4, and get something like this on the road. Okay, he wants to go g5, it seems, but this is a strategically rather risky thing to do. I can take f5, take g5, and then he has to take with the rook. Ooh, well, maybe he can do it. It looks shaky. Yeah, maybe after knight a4, this is actually valid. It's actually valid. Yeah. That's true. But if I take, he takes with the rook. I cannot go g4. It's too early. Don't like this at all, my position somehow. Maybe he wants, he can even play g4 here. I don't like this. Okay, it's 1f4. What can you do? I mean, not like 1f4 is directly terrible. It's just like I have no clue about it. Interesting. I thought just knight g4. Okay, I can also take with this. Now, is rook g3 a thing? This is not nice at all. Knight h4. I'm missing things left and right. Knight h4. Oh my god. Ouch. Ouch. That's totally lost, right? Very bad game. I mean, it's really not. Oh, that is. Okay, I'm not losing immediately. Yeah. Oh, knight b6 check. I was so relieved that I can trade queens that I didn't look at knight b6 check. That is funny. I was so relieved that okay, now this I'm seeing now. Oh my god. And I had a huge coffee earlier, but I don't seem to be present. Yeah, my mind is not present. This is a really awful game. I mean, really awful. Man. Okay, now let's get this sorted somehow. Rook c1 maybe. It's still not so easy, by the way. I mean, he has the knight coming to e4 and stuff like that. I could still make some silly mistake. Yeah. The thing is with something like f4, this is, I mean, this is not so bad. It's just like, it's a little bit, it's very unique in a way. And let's say my common knowledge of things in more popular openings, let's say, it doesn't help me at all. Not at all. If I play whatever, like a Ruy Lopez with white, that's also not what I have played much, but you simply watch the top tournaments. Yeah, you watch the big guys playing this all the time, and then you have a vague idea what's going on. But with stuff like f4, you just never see this, and it means that you have somewhat unique positions. And if you catch this kind of brain dead moments, it looks like completely terrible. Like, well, why don't you take this? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, bishop f2 is still not so easy. This bishop is so awful. So it's going to take a5. I need to get this a little bit coordinated. Rook h1 coming. It takes a long time for black to get a pawn on the queenside roll-in. And rook h1 will win the h-pawn, I guess. Let's see, maybe this one. Okay, check, pin and win, hopefully. All right, thanks for the game, Syrian. That was pretty bad. Knight b6 and everything. But the main thing was like here with 27 seconds now for queen d5, which blunders the queen is one thing, but this looks killing as well. I mean, I think it looks completely killing. Attacking the queen, g2 is hanging. It's just like, it's killing. Yeah, it was a pretty bad game. Okay, challenge here by the KBG. Let's play. So, there's a question. What do I think about the King's Gambit? The King's Gambit, yeah, it's always funny, the questions about romantic openings. It's not a really great idea to play, let's say, in correspondence chess, but as a surprise weapon, if you want to have some fun, you can do it. If you are analytically completely honest, it's not a good opening. White is probably not equalizing, has to struggle to equalize with white. But no, people don't know it. It's just something that you can play for sure if you surprise your opponent, or if you really know it well. In the right moment, it can be a good weapon. But it's just what it is. It's not really all that great if black knows what they're doing. So yeah, this is interesting. And queen g4 now. G5, I mean, I'm sorry. This is, no. Why this? Why can I not take? I think they go queen to g5 there. This is just pawn, right? Yeah, it's just good. Okay, so f3 maybe? It's ambitious, but e4 is tempting. What book do I recommend for attacking and sacrificial play? Oh, yeah, this is a wide area. I think there are two books that can be considered modern classics for this topic. This is Attacking Manual 1 and Attacking Manual 2 by Aigust, the well-known Danish-Scotch writer. This is excellent books. But there are many other cool books around. For example, there is the classic by Vukovic, The Art of Attack, that only recently came to Chessable with videos by Samuel Williams, the Ginger Gem. Many good books. There's a question. If I could win against Sebastian Mikhailov. We actually played a good amount of games back in the ICC days. I'm not quite sure what the results were. I know that we played a lot. He had this account that also had Mikhailov in the name, but I don't know the result. There are probably games on YouTube. And we played one game of Over the Board Blitz, actually, in Berlin 2019, last year, for the Emanuel Lasker Blitz event that was held that was held early May for the final rounds of the German Bundesliga. We had a good chat there. He's a nice guy. So c4, right? Why not? c4 and d5. Yeah, I do think that the woodpecker method is a valid thing to do. Doing large amounts of short move tactics will definitely help. If it's worth time and energy, this is always a difficult call. So this pawn is strong, very strong. Very, very strong. Okay, let's centralize. Yeah, now the knight is not going anywhere. This one. I've got a couple of good options here. I only have 30 seconds. I only have one game against Sebastian. Okay, I wasn't sure. I know that we played for sure. Maybe more, and it's not on the channel. I don't know. But, we played one game over the board blitz that he won. That was an interesting game. Very, very tense game. I remember that. I tried a Chigorin defense. No, sorry, it was a Queen's Gambit accepted. I now remember. And he really, I think he crushed me more or less. Bishop c4 is basically mate. It is mate if he's not covering this. Oh, shoot! He can take this. What the heck? What did I do there? Oh my god. That was ultra silly. And now he's playing for time, of course. What a silly game. Oh my god. I didn't really pay any attention because I was so totally winning. Yeah, it continues. It's 3-minute chess. And I had a total blackout there with King 3-3. I was just thinking I'm checkmating him. What on earth was I thinking? I mean, this is, of course, just over, but maybe I should just play Bishop d5 and get this over with. Like something like this, but I mean, he will never resign. He can only win on time anyway, so. Yeah, I had a total brain slip. I thought somehow that if I go to c3, I mean, I would have the check on c4. I should just go back and I'm up everything here. Yeah, this is why I'm not getting a higher rating. I'm just making mistakes that are completely idiotic. Like, this is a game that you can absolutely never lose. It's just impossible by normal standards, but I manage. Okay, Jean 7. I mean, obviously people can play any crap and win against me, so let's see what happens here. Okay, this is interesting. D5 now, and we get a transposition into some kind of Caro-Kann-Panov. That was pretty silly. I also didn't pay attention to the clock because, I mean, sorry, but the game was just not really a game. You're just winning automatically the whole time. And I didn't really look at it. And then I saw 20 seconds. And then, oh, it's getting tricky. Yeah, and then it was too late. Okay, yeah, let's just develop. Knight b5. Can we do that? He probably has knight a6. we're not winning. No, I don't know. Not really. This Panov line I didn't get from the E3 Poison book or course. This is just how you play this, and it's been in my repertoire for a long time. Who do I fancy more, Borussia Dortmund or FC Bayern? Oh, that could be a touchy subject for some people. I'm not really a fan of any of the two clubs or any particular football club, to be honest. I very much respect what Bayern München is doing because it's a fantastic achievement to be that successful over this period of time. It's just extremely good management and very competent people around. So this has to be always respected. I still would like to see Dortmund win a championship just for change. It's just like Bayern all the time. So, and also, I mean, I'm from a place in the Rhein-Ruhr area, so a team like Dortmund would be great. I also would have loved to see Schalke getting something once, which sounds odd, yeah, to wish well to Dortmund and Schalke, but I think it would be great for the fans. There are so many fans around of those teams. The same actually applies for Borussia Mönchengladbach. They also really deserve to win something. Yeah, pretty odd here. I think it's probably in some way rewarding if you support a team that is notoriously unsuccessful, because then you appreciate the successes even more. I think this is probably a point. I don't know, this one. Okay. Mr. Neidorf says, congrats on my new Chessable course, the Dirty Harry Sicilian. The course was ready to be beta tested. Is that out in the open? I did not know that you can actually see that. Oh, now blunder d3. I didn't want to mention the title earlier when I was playing it, but so the title is out in the open. Yeah, the h5 Sicilian, as I played in some game earlier. I wanted to take here, it doesn't work. What? I'm playing complete nonsense. This is really frustrating, honestly. I should get my act together. I don't want to play like a complete clown. So let's get active here. Attack f7. Yeah, I'm a full-time chess writer or content creator, let's say, as books are only a small part of it, but I write and support Chessable courses, basically full-time. And he had to go there, yeah, of all moves. Yeah, I won by flagging, but anyway. Yeah, I do read the chat, and it's distracting a little bit, but this is one of the points of the show. So let's play Kamal. Did I play him? I did play him before, but I didn't play this guy, right? Michael Tal 2002. Tal is one of my favorite players. So let's go for the c4. And a question by Hell 9000, who was my strongest opponent in classical chess so far? This is not so easy to answer. In terms of rating, I think the strongest opponent that I played was Grandmaster Makumian from Armenia. He was rated 2670 at the time, and I managed to draw, which was nice. 100 moves. 100 moves for a draw in 2014 in Bavarian Open. But probably I also lost against some strong players like Jeroen Piquet, who's one of the top Dutch players, or I also lost against Luc van Vele, a game in which he totally, really completely outplayed me. It was an interesting game. The strongest opponent probably, however, was Michail Gurevich. His highest rating was number 5, and he was number 5 in the world at some time. And I managed to beat him, which was very nice. At the time, he was not number 5 anymore, though, but he was still very strong, rated 2600. He reached 2700 just 2 or 3 years later, so it was a really nice accomplishment. I still think I won that game because he had a huge hangover. But anyway, this is not really this is not really the point. Okay, bishop here. I don't know. No, I'm not going to play that marathon tournament. I just have, like, I look at 4 chats, you know. I sometimes don't see it immediately. Okay, don't I have some kind of discovery here that is good? Wow, it's not reacting to it at all, like not at all. Knight d7. Yeah, I could have taken f6, but then he takes c5, I thought, earlier. This looks better in my mind. Now, bishop c5. I would like to trade this, but he will very likely not agree to that. This pin here is very annoying, though. Let's try this still. Okay. Yeah. Support the rook. Yeah, he just has king h8 maybe. Like king h8, rook g8. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. g4 is tough to play. He can take it. Now maybe g4. Tough decision. But I think I have to do this. Otherwise, I'll never get rid of the pin. How do I drink my coffee? Oh, takes on e3. Shoot. He could have taken on e3 here. I just saw it. Like the moment I played this. Black. I drink only black coffee. Not sure that is so relevant, but I can answer that question. It's not a very sensitive topic, let's say. Okay, so am I not just winning c6? So I can take here, take c6, right? I can also take c6 immediately. or f3. All looks good. And then king f2. That looks actually pretty nice. Good control. So let's take this bloody thing now. Take c6. Knight f5, or that is not so great from a structural point of view. Maybe get this to d2. Oh, it doesn't advance. Interesting. So d4. Wow, I'm really close to blundering a lot today. Very many odd situations where something strange is played. Oh my god. All right, thanks for the game, Michael Tar 2002. Now, is there anybody new? B Orhon 2000? No, 06. That's new, right? Problems here with the interface. Let's take this challenge and try c4 again. I did play Movsesian, that's true, right? Yeah, he was very high rated, 2750. At the time he wasn't so highly rated. I also played Tony Miles, of course, and lost. Also very legendary player, of course. I lost pretty badly against Miles. Yeah, I played against Movsesian, but the game in the database, Groningen Open of mine against Movsesian, is not correct. That was not how it was played. They made I think multiple mistakes in the with entering the moves. So it had quite a good number of mistakes, this game, by both sides, but not that many as you might think if you look at the game, because the end is completely nuts, and I'm fairly sure it didn't happen that way. We both didn't have any time at the end. I remember that. That was the, let's say, good old days when we didn't have any increment. Not really thinking it was the good old days. I generally think increment is a good thing. I actually like delay, but that is never used in Europe, at least. If I play, can I do? If I play, can I do? This is excellent English. Let's play Queen h5, trying to attack this pawn. And now drop back. If I play, can I do? This is great. I would like to trade the bishop on b2. This is not a good piece. I do like delay because there is one thing with increment that makes little sense, that you can, let's say, sometimes you have positions where the strongest side can basically shuffle around back and forth. And what they do is they just gain time on the clock, and then later they can use that time to invest more. Let's say you move back and forth and all of a sudden you have 3 minutes again, in particular with 30-second increments, and then you can use that time. So this is just unnaturally extending the game, and that is really not making much sense to me. The purpose of increment is not to make the game longer, but to make sure that you're not losing completely idiotic stuff like rook against rook and so on, that this is not happening. So yeah, I managed to get rid of the bishop, and the delay does that as well, but you don't have the issue of those time gaining moves. So I take g3. This is going to be a little bit dangerous. I now realize that takes, knight takes g3. He can simply sacrifice there. That is very silly that I allowed that. And of course it was totally unnecessary. Just knight e5 and he has no moves. Very dangerous now. And that is a really awful session. I'm playing really badly. Wow, that was going downhill all of a sudden. But he played well. I think I really had some problems here. That looks dangerous, really dangerous. Okay, tough. Thanks for the game, B. Orhon 06. Now, who is challenging me? Let me see if there's anybody totally new. Germal? Don't think so. No, he's new. So let's play. Now, there was a question if I met any famous players and if I have any impression. I mean, that's not comparable really to many other Banter Blitzes who have met more famous players, I think. And I don't think I've spoken to many actually, but I have some impressions. For example, I played, of course, German Bundesliga, and I captained the team, my team, when we played against Baden-Baden, the record champions in Germany. I think they won it now, I know, 12 times or something like that. And Vichy Anand was playing for them, and he's such an extremely nice person to meet. I mean, just super friendly, very down to earth. It's absolutely, I mean, at the time he was, I have to think about this. I don't think he was the world champion at the time, but he was clearly already a chess legend. And he was just like a regular guy, just super nice to everybody and friendly. It was really great to see. And, It was in the mid 2000s, probably 2006. It was before the Dortmund the Bonn match against Kramnik. So I think Kramnik was the world champion at the time. Well, Vichy was still already living legend, of course, of chess. I've always been a fan. So, trade here. I don't have a good square for the bishop. Funny. No, I never met Kramnik or Kasparov. I've seen Kasparov play live in tournaments, but never really any personal impressions. My position here is totally awful. After having allowed that my bishop was so sidelined, this is just tremendously awful. At least the tempo on this thing. Yeah, bishop b8. I know it's silly, but what can I do? I have no move. I just have no move, buddy. I know that it looks awful, but I can assure you, if a reasonably strong player plays a move like bishop b8, they know it looks rubbish. It's just like you don't see anything else. Okay. This is one of the better positions that I had in this game. Ah, it's actually back rank mate, king g7. I'm totally. What should I do? Drink more coffee? It probably doesn't help, right? Thanks for the game, Jamal. He takes rook a1 mate. That's really odd. I didn't talk to Anand at all, so he's a very good German speaker. It was just like I just experienced how he was with other people and things like that. So I have many challenges. Paolo I played a lot. Sergei Draskovic, that's a new challenge. Let's play. A gaming booster. What is a gaming booster? Like an energy drink? I don't do that. Probably I need some good food. That's probably a good idea. Have some good food. Need energy. But not in the form of a drink. Yeah. Yeah, I had good food yesterday. That was really nice. That was like a vegetarian Thai curry. It was pretty nice. Isn't that it's a piece, right? That's just a big fork. Yeah, thanks for the game, Sergei Draskovic. That went downhill really quickly. Now, that is non-premium, which I shouldn't take. Super long list. It's really difficult. Sorry guys if I cannot take your challenge. It's just like such a long list. The Saturday shows are always packed. There's a comment in YouTube. Sorry, my openings are so boring. That's good. If you are bored, I've been successful. No, he's not replying. Sucking every life out of the position, even with the King's Indian. I'm totally boring. It's good. Most people really dislike if they are played. If somebody plays boringly against them, and then you win. Okay, let's try to play against Chess Phoenix with black, and maybe we get the funky h5 line on the board, and that is usually not boring. The Dirty Harry Sicilian. Let's see what Chess Phoenix is doing. Yeah, this is my analysis, and I will probably forget everything. Bishop d3, okay. Bishop g4. Interesting move order. I wonder if I should go f5 now. We can go to b6 then. Bishop h6 maybe. Oh, shoot. I have to take this. Ja, können Sie einfach hinstellen. Ich hole mir die ab. Danke. No, that was not the police. That was just a delivery. The time I would need here in this position, it's really complicated. I cannot go knight e7 here, so h4 maybe. That didn't go so well. Yeah, I think the SEK, what somebody mentioned, that is probably like in Germany what you would call like a what is that, what would that be in English, or in the US like a SWAT team or something like that. I don't think they would ring. They would just like storm through the door. Now this is interesting because my light squares are rubbish, but his dark squares are also rubbish. And this is why f3 was a move that I provoked earlier. Yeah, now I think I'm perfectly fine. I think it's a roughly equal position. So I wonder how to do this though. I can maybe even play bishop c7 and then try to trade on the h file. Okay, now he's giving up a little bit of pressure there, so I can activate the bishop again. Okay, this is a good move. Ah, that was silly actually. That was a bit silly. Ah, no. Not to b6, you bloody fool. And now it's a little bit that now it's inconvenient, and that was totally unnecessary to allow. At the very beginning, White had nothing, and now we can try around at least. So nothing going on really. But I have 13 seconds, that's a problem. Yeah, he can win on time easily at this position. Okay. That was totally silly. Why not rook exchange? I don't know. Could I trade rooks? Then it was a total draw. I didn't see how I can trade rooks. How could I do that? What is a lost position? No, for example, this is not lost. I don't think so. If I have time, I'm not losing this. King f8, g7, and I'm just sitting. How do you win? I don't think that White can win. Maybe you can win with an exchange sack on b4 or something, but otherwise this is just a fortress. I mean, it's not very attractive, but you're not winning. White's extra pawn is b3, which is totally irrelevant. I don't think that you can win. But I don't have to do this, of course. I should never get there. At the very beginning, like here, this is just completely equal. There's just nothing going on. But I didn't defend well. Anyway, thanks for the game, Chess Phoenix. So, who else is on there? I still have some time. The weird thing is I don't have any new challenges for quite a while, which is surprising, given that everything is so busy here. So, like, busy in the chat and everything. So, let's see. Mark Lim is playing. Let's go maybe g6. Another King's Indian. Petrosian system. How to challenge? Yeah, the first step would be you need to be a premium of Chess24, and then you can challenge me on the side just by clicking on my name if you have a premium account. Otherwise, I cannot accept the challenge. And maybe you win. I'm not really doing such a great job today. Playing quite a good number of questionable games, let's say. No, never lived in England or the US. I've been, if you put it all together, in England and the US maybe for like 10 days or so. That's probably everything, just for business, and been to Chessable meetups like a couple of days. I still make many pretty silly mistakes in English, but at least people usually understand what I'm talking about. I had almost the same thing just a moment ago. And this is theory, and White is playing 17 moves of theory here. Maybe they saw the earlier game I now just copy it. Yeah, f5 is not usually so. Yeah, you can do that, but it's also weakening quite a bit. I've played this from the white side. I would like to play Schellingford, but he's currently not on, I believe. Come on, let's just get this pawns rolling. If I'm white, I'm always getting checkmated against silly attacks like that. And probably the other way around, if I'm black, they will just crush me on the queen side. This is how chess works sometimes. F4, G4, G3. Mate, that would be good. So F4. I can also take. This is actually good now, right? Because the F2 rook is unprotected. Now he cannot recapture with the f-pawn. And knight takes, I take. And now queen takes as bishop to f5. And I think this is a full rook that I'm winning. Yeah, he is now recognizing the problem, Mark. Okay, now I can simply go back, right? Yeah. My king position is somewhat open, but there's no check anything. All right, I'll be back in just a moment. I just have to grab the stuff that is now in front of my door. Just a moment there. Let's continue. Back. So maybe Belen Garcia Diaz is the next one. Let's go knight f3. Not many steps to go, but yeah, you should not leave stuff too long in the hallway. It can be tricky. It happened to me years ago in I don't know, it's 20 years ago, long time ago, when I was living in a different apartment, of course, that I got chess books delivered, and they put them in the outside in the hallway, and they got stolen. And I really wondered what those thieves did with the chess informant and whatever that was. It was like totally useless to the regular thief. Yeah. Probably they just threw it away. Yeah, thanks for the game, Mark. A question: if I managed to get away on holiday this year. I actually did. I've been away for 2 weeks. going to the coast, North Sea coast. It was nice. It wasn't really much affected by the COVID situation. Let's do this. And now, how do we play this? To C1 maybe? Not sure about the best square, but looks nice. Okay, what is his idea? Yeah, I returned, I think 2 weeks ago. And I've been 2 weeks at the coast. It was okay. I had reasonable weather. And I mean, I just didn't leave the rented apartment as much as I usually would do, like going to, I don't know, have some coffee and cake or something like that. I didn't do that all that much. But otherwise, it was pretty much as it always was, or was in earlier times. Yeah. I don't really see how I can make much progress in this position. I'm having much more space, but he's defending quite well. It looks very passive, but he's defending. I don't manage to get b4 in somehow. I don't know. And now I can play b4. He should have played b4 himself. Yeah, this is now again very nice for white. Leave the d file. This is not the fastest way to proceed, but I need to make some quicker moves, given that the time situation is the way it is. I have the d file. Knight e7, d5 maybe for him. Okay, not anymore. Knight g7 looks very passive. Yeah, I can take. This is very good for white, but not clear that it wins. His bishop is extremely passive. Oops. Rook g7 was not exactly what I expected to happen. Need to be fast. Yeah, that wins pretty easily. And you can make pre-moves, which is good. What did he do? Oh, I won on time. That's good. All right, so I think I can fit in 2 or 3 more games, maybe. Challenged by MDM. That's a relatively new opponent. I only played him once before. Maybe d4 this time. Is the chat actually working? It looks frozen. No, it is not frozen. I've forgotten the move order here actually. I think knight e5 early on was the thing. Then queen b3 and c4. It works, yeah. Yeah, I was just like looking at it and there hasn't been a message for a couple of minutes, and it was a really busy chat earlier, so I was thinking it could be a technical issue, but it's totally fine. Okay, now can we do something here on the C file? I wonder. I think I'll take and then see about it. Like knight takes c6. And then play for this pin. I don't know. Could work. But he's got rook b8 with the tempo. Okay, come on. It doesn't really matter. Rook b8, there's queen c3, I think. And I have rook c1, knight b5. I mean, I can increase this pressure quite easily. Maybe it does work. Pretty hot day today. The only annoying thing is that on knight b5, I think he has rook b8. So this is, I think, not working. Knight b5, there's rook b8. It's a bit... And he has got bishop d7, maybe. I can take d5. Yeah, that's true. I'm still not so satisfied with this. Knight b5, rook b8, knight a7 maybe. Where is he actually going? Don't see it. Rook b8, I can take a7. Rook b3, knight c8, rook b2. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Rook b8, knight a7, rook b3, knight c8. Yeah, that's okay for black. Yeah. I think if he has to take b3. This is good for black. Oops, I thought he has to take. Well, that is a move, of course. So if I take it, my knight has no squares. Okay, then rook a8. Yeah, well defended. And now he's got rook a8 as well. Ah, shoot. I shouldn't try any fancy tactics. Ouch. Pretty much. Very silly play. Oh, okay. Wow, it was still pretty tight at the end. 0.7. I don't know. I'm probably that just doesn't work, right? This just probably doesn't work. It doesn't work. If I cannot go knight b5, this is just not sound. I just wanted to try it out, but it's probably better to not do that. That also means that I should not take on d5. It only makes sense to take on d5. Yeah, I mean, I can go queen c3 here, but I'm not threatening anything here. Yeah, I'm not even, I mean, yeah, looking at c7, but it's not a huge threat. That is possible, and probably the sane choice. What's the time? Like a 3-minute game I can manage, so is there anybody around that I have not played for 3-minute chess? Let's see. Did I play Sydney? Yeah, I did. Okay. I think Kamal I played earlier. Maybe play Striving for Perfection. Knight c6 was the best move. Okay, yeah, according to the engine. Yeah, it's possible. Sydney Sider says we played a long time ago. Maybe you had a different account name? I don't recall those games even. Yeah, people know stuff. I usually don't play this line in the Banco, but this is one of the best lines for white. If he takes it, I have rook takes b2. I think that was the simple explanation for my idea. Oops. Maybe knight g4. It's not very fast. This is certainly a chance. Okay, I'm taking here. This looks a bit loose, right? Is there something hanging? We'll see about it. Take here. Rook takes. The rook is hanging on e1. Okay. He's completely unfazed by this. Like, okay. Let's continue. Let's threaten checkmate. Maybe f5. Probably a couple of good solutions here. Check. So taking the queen or winning the queen should be good enough for the moment. Yeah, and mate. Yeah, it's always a little bit difficult to handle the white side of the banco. You have to coordinate the position, and black is notoriously active. I mean, I had a reasonably active position there. So here, I mean, how does he actually recapture? If he takes with the queen, it looks loose, yeah? The queen a4 is almost working. It's not quite working, but it's close. Yeah, probably knight e5. I think I should be fine there. The pieces are a little bit too off. And knight takes probably the same. I feel that should be fine for black. All right, I hope you enjoyed the show. I think I clearly demonstrated that I need some maybe good night's sleep. I don't know, some good food, anything but playing more chess. I need a break, I think. I hope you enjoyed it still and will enjoy the later show for the Chess Legends, Peter Svidler playing the world champion. I hope you'll enjoy it. I will definitely also tune in a little bit. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.